Something strange is happening in the crypto world right now. And no, this isn't one of those random rumors that disappear by the weekend. This one comes with signs, activity, and timing that are simply too precise to ignore. Over the past few days, whispers have started growing louder. Is Binance, the biggest crypto exchange on the planet, about to list Pi Network? And even more importantly, what's happening behind the scenes that's got everyone so convinced? Wallets connected to Binance have suddenly sprung to life, processing what appear to be Pi transactions. These aren't ordinary transactions either, they're test transfers. And they're happening in a wallet that's long been linked to Binance's Stellar-based deposit infrastructure. Coincidence? Maybe. But when you add in the fact that Pi Network is preparing for a major ecosystem announcement on May 14th, the dots begin to connect a little too neatly. You're going to want to stay with me through the end of this video. Because what we're about to dive into may be the biggest sign yet that Pi is on the verge of something game-changing. Let's get straight to the heart of this. Blockchain observers recently noticed Pi tokens moving through a Binance-associated Stellar wallet. That alone would be enough to spark speculation, but what really caught the community's attention was the nature of those movements. These weren't user withdrawals or routine deposits, they looked like internal test transfers. If you followed the way major exchanges work, you know that internal test transfers usually precede one of two things, integration or listing. The timing couldn't be more intriguing. Just a few days earlier, on May 8th, the Pi core team posted a teaser on X, formerly Twitter, alluding to an upcoming update to the Pi ecosystem, scheduled for May 14th. While no specific details were given, the tone and timing of that post made it clear that something big is coming. Put these two events side by side. Pi moving inside a Binance-linked wallet and a vague but urgent Pi announcement coming within the same week, and the community has every reason to be buzzing. There's more to this wallet than meets the eye. It's not just any random deposit address. It's part of the infrastructure Binance uses to handle Stellar-based assets. Why does that matter? Because Pi Network, during its early development, was built on a fork of the Stellar consensus protocol. Even though Pi now operates on its own native mainnet, it still retains a lot of technical similarities to Stellar. That means Binance wouldn't need to build an entirely new system to integrate Pi, it could use its existing Stellar-compatible infrastructure to start testing right away. And that's exactly what seems to be happening. Even more interestingly, this very wallet address was used in the early days of Pi's testnet, when the project was just beginning to explore exchange compatibility. That same address suddenly coming back to life now, at this particular moment in Pi's development, has triggered serious speculation that a listing, or at the very least, some kind of integration, is on the horizon. Let's also not forget the power of community. A while back, Binance held a community poll asking users which projects they wanted to see listed next. Pi Network absolutely dominated the vote, with over 86% of users supporting a Pi listing. That kind of overwhelming demand is something Binance takes seriously. In a world where market hype and user engagement can influence listing decisions, Pi is clearly a strong contender. If Binance wants to capture the attention of millions of mobile miners and tap into the viral popularity Pi has built over the past few years, now would be a strategic time to act. Meanwhile, Pi Coin's market performance has started to reflect this rising speculation. Over the last 24 hours, Pi has seen an 8% price increase, currently trading at around $0.63, but more importantly, trading volume has absolutely surged up 119% in just one day, reaching over $117 million. That kind of spike in activity typically signals growing investor interest, and it often precedes major announcements or developments. Technically speaking, short-term indicators are starting to look bullish. Moving averages are flashing by signals, while tools like the RSI and MACD are trending upward. If Pi can break through resistance at 68 cents, the price could quickly climb to 75 cents or beyond. But it's not all good news. Like any developing project, Pi still faces serious risks, and they're coming in the form of token unlocks. Over the next 12 months, a staggering 1.4 billion Pi tokens are set to be unlocked, representing more than $850 million in potential new supply. Just this month alone, 231 million tokens are expected to hit the market. If demand doesn't rise to meet this increasing supply, downward price pressure could become a very real problem. Without new exchange listings or expanding utility in the ecosystem, that influx of tokens could drag prices down to key support levels or worse, send them sliding to 59 cents or lower. This puts even more importance on what happens next. If Binance truly is preparing to list Pi, it could dramatically shift the balance. A Binance listing would not only boost liquidity and price, but also elevate Pi's legitimacy in the eyes of institutional investors and developers. It would open the door to deeper market integration, smarter trading tools, and broader adoption. Pi would go from being seen as an experimental mobile mining app to being treated as a serious crypto project with global reach. May 14th could be the turning point. Whether the Pi core team announces a major exchange partnership, introduces new utility for Pi, or reveals mainnet roadmap updates, the ecosystem is clearly gearing up for something meaningful. The fact that this announcement lines up so closely with the renewed activity from Binance-linked wallets can't be ignored. We've seen this kind of pattern before, blockchain movements followed by a big reveal. This might be another one of those moments. If you're a Pi holder, now is the time to pay attention. Every piece of on-chain data, every community post, and every official teaser is part of a larger puzzle. We may not have official confirmation from Binance or the Pi core team yet, but what we do have is enough to warrant serious curiosity. Whether you're already holding Pi or waiting for the perfect moment to enter, the coming days will be critical in shaping your next move. The blockchain never lies, and right now, it's sending signals. If Binance is about to flip the switch, the impact will be immediate and potentially massive. So stay alert, watch the charts, and most importantly, stay subscribed. We'll be tracking every development leading up to May 14th and beyond. If something big drops, you'll want to be the first to know. If you found this deep dive helpful, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel for the latest updates on Pi Network and crypto news, and don't forget to leave a comment below. Do you think Binance is listing Pi? Or is this just another wave of hype? Let's talk about it down there.